II Federal Programs Update. Today we'll talk about Title II and move towards 16-17 school year. I know some of you are Title II coordinators, Title I coordinators, Federal Program coordinators. You may be school leader, a new school leader. Um, just so you know, these are my major programs that I work here at the Public Charter School District. If you are just doing Title II, you can always call me. But if you have any questions regarding Title I, Title III English language learners, career and technology, IDA finance and homeless, or anything that relates to federal funding, you can always call and ask me questions or email me if you have any questions. In general, federal funds, Title II federal funds are given to schools. In the past, it was for two reasons, is to recruit high quality teachers. As you could say, the two main components of Title II federal funding is to recruit high quality teachers, principals and other school leaders. And the second one is preparing and training, providing high quality professional development, which is above and beyond that the school already provides. So Title II funds were used for those two main components. And like I said, if you are a coordinator who is doing multiple programs at the school level, these are all the webinars that are happening this week, and all these webinars will be recorded and posted on the website. When when a school access federal funds, you're obligated to meet certain requirements and provide some documentation. The district conducts desk audits. The state does. Each program has a different kind of monitoring audit. Some do every 3 years, some every 2 years. They do in cycles. We really don't know this year. I don't know, because I do the whole belt of all federal programs. Every time the district is audited, we have one program in it, and every year, at least in one or two programs, we are audited. Last year we were audited with Title III, and at the beginning of the year with Title I. So I don't know. I don't see any audits coming up that I know of, but you never know. So that's just coming from the state. But as a district, we do the desk audits. We sometimes, if we get someone calls and reports something, we call and check with you. There is some reporting that we have to report it to the school performance framework. There's that. So all that compliance, please, whenever you accept or receive federal funds, that's compliance is something that comes with it. But just so you know, and if you're a new school leader, and if you're even a school leader that has worked with me in the past, you know the level of support that we provide from our office, whether it's the phone calls or emails or face-to-face. If there is something you want me to come by and check at your school and work with you on a project, provide technical assistance. And the reason I do it is for one major reason is I don't have to. You have full autonomy, and I never dictate any program at the school level. But one thing I learned in the past 5 years is the grants or the process that comes from the states or the feds is written in a language that's for traditional school district. They write it in a way where a traditional school district, mostly in traditional school district, public schools, the school district does that paperwork, and the language is confusing sometimes, who does what. In our case, you do your programs, you do your autonomy, you turn in write a plan and give it to me. I put them all together and turn it to the state. So just if you're a new school leader and you need some technical assistance one-on-one, and if you're new to the charter school world, I'd love to come by and work with you on it. But any recordings, any trainings that we provide, everything is posted on the bookshelf for you to sit at the beach and listen if you want to. Title II overview. This is not a 3-hour presentation. This is just basic. The state hasn't provided the professional development for us yet, so I don't have the most recent update for you, but I know where we are headed. Title II program is very simple. We get around 200 to $300,000, and if you are a non-Title I school, if your school did not qualify for a Title I funding, and to qualify for Title I funding, your school has to be at or above 40% of your poverty percentage at your school. And if you're not, you will be qualified as a non-Title I school, and you will receive Title II funding. That will not be a huge funding where you start hiring teachers or make a programmatic change, but anything that you want to do additional, like a professional development, that's where this money goes. Once we get that money from the state, the Title II money from the state, we keep some dollars at the district level for district level activities, which is much easier. And we send the major chunk of money back to the schools for you to develop plans. Like I said, in the past, we had two major priorities of how to use Title I funds. One is for highly qualified teachers, recruiting highly qualified teachers, but and praxis reimbursements, coursework reimbursement. For teachers who want to be highly qualified, they could seek coursework reimbursement too. But now that the new SL law says they don't have, schools do not have to hire highly qualified teachers; they just need to have certified teachers. And we have a whole new charter school teacher flexibility, which that report will be posted on the website. That will be a webinar by itself once we have all the clarification. But at this point, to the best of my knowledge, and after the training I get from the State Department, I will give you more information. But I believe 100% of the funds that you receive, you will put that towards your professional, high quality professional development based on the needs assessment you have conducted at the school. Just so you know, all federal funds are reimbursable, so you have to spend the money before you seek reimbursement. But 100% of the money, and if it's otherwise, I will send it in the operator notes, or I'll conduct a webinar again. But all your money can go through leadership, teacher, professional development. What do you do with the money? Why do you need? You don't have teachers at the district level. Why do you need money at the district level? In the past, like I said, we did coursework reimbursement that I have to get clarification from the State Department. But I really don't think we have to, so we still have to keep any money for coursework reimbursement and practice reimbursement, because highly qualified is not a requirement. Because it's not a requirement, we cannot use federal funds. Mentor support, that's what I think that's what the money we keep it at the district set aside. The stipend that goes to your mentors for your first year teachers, that money comes from the district. It's much easier to keep it that way. Safety and mentor training, all the training that happens, that money comes from the district. We pay for it. Any State Department offered professional development that we as the schools wants to grow, we pay for it from the district set aside. So it's nothing that we are going somewhere to a training, but mostly that will go, all your money will go, or the leaders meeting that we happen, or any technical assistance we provide. So everything is for the schools, but for paperwork, it's much easier if it's at the district set aside, so we keep the money here. But we all have a conversation on if you all want a different, if you have a different plan that you propose, which could help both of us with the paperwork. Yeah, definitely we can have this conversation. As this is the language from ESSA, the schools do not, for 16, 17, for the teachers that you are hiring, you do not need to hire highly qualified teachers. That memo came out, and we sent the memo in the operator notes last week. Key components to consider. Make sure that when you're having an activity, if you are sending 13 teachers to Myrtle Beach for a conference, you need to have a needs assessment, like, hey, we have done it last year, and this is the improvement we got this year. You need to do some kind of needs assessment, why you're doing this, and what's the outcomes you're expecting. So please have some kind of needs assessment. And based on the language, when you build your Title II plan, and I have to do a lot of work on the Title II plan that you did last year, because we have to take the highly qualified component of there. So allow me some time to send the plan. It will be posted on Bookshell too, for you to write your plan on the activities that you do for 16-17 school year. But they all have to be research based. You can't just make things up that my teacher has to go here. It has to follow up with the research saying that, hey, this is the research and why this need to happen or why this program need to happen. Make sure that if these are required by law, you cannot use Title II funds, any federal funds. So make sure that anything that you put it in your plan are not required by law. When you're traveling, this is one thing we got dinged for a couple of years ago. Uh, the federal law says if you are traveling to a conference, say a charter school conference in Myrtle Beach, and the hotel price per day is $200. You have to go to your GSA website, gsa.gov, and see on that particular day, on that particular year, that particular month, what is the GCA rate and per diem rate for that day. And if it says you can only pay $150, you have to pay the other 50 from general funds. Or your board has to have an internal control policy that's allowing you, and the board has to approve, your board, not us, has to have a policy that says that if you're going to a conference, if you're going to a Title II conference, and the hotel is right in the conference, this is the total money can be paid from Title II. But when you pay $200, we want to see a written internal control where it says that the board has approved and you have a policy to use that money, the federal dollars for paying the $200. So we love to see a policy, and the auditors to like to see a policy. And yeah, if it may help, I'll try to see if I could find a sample and send it your way, so it makes it easier when you present it to your board. That's mostly it. Like I said, the plan, it is on the bookshelf. The plan is right here if you want to look at how it actually looks like. But we have to take several components from here because we don't do recruitment and retention anymore. We only do professional development, so we have to change a lot of language here. But if you take the HQ off and if you want to see where you want to put for your planning purposes, if you want to see where your money needs to go, and we will not, at this point until last year, we have not given school certain dollar amount for them to plan based on the size of your school, based on the needs of your school, based on the research you have available. Develop a plan internally on how you want to use Title II dollars to provide high quality professional development at your school. And once we send the plan to you, you can put in, it can be $5,000, it can be $10,000, but as long as I said, it has to come from a needs assessment, and you need to have research-based reasons to see how it's going to be effective. So send us your plans and we will look at it, we will provide you feedback, and once approved, we will let you know what the plan is approved at the state level, and you can start seeking reimbursements. If you have any other questions, there's not much about Title II. We have covered everything, I believe, but if you have any questions as we move forward, please call or email, and we will love to work with you on that. Thank you.